Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that tonight. That was tonight. I was thinking, oh, the NBA playoff game won't be on tonight. I didn't realize that the World Cup started today.
Yeah. Well, the U.S. teams did. The World Cup actually started a couple days ago, I think.
Okay.
Let's see.
Playoff game won't be on tonight.
Hey,
Oh,
we
let's
got
mute
a
that.
new Twitch follower too, I think. Where we're at 71. Man, things are just coming up great for us.
Yeah,
One follower at a time.
that's right. Alright, looks like the stream's live. Guess I'll go ahead and do the intro now, even though we don't really have people yet. This is Donnie with Inverted Access Gaming. Tonight we'll be streaming some Beach Buggy Racing from Vector Unit. It's a game that was recently ported to the PS4 as well as the Xbox One. It started out on Android and iOS, and I think it even has a Kindle app where you can play it, which that was a new one for me. But it's a kart racer, similar style kart racing to what you're used to, power ups, craziness, rubber band AI, all those good things that come along with kart racers. So my co-host tonight's Tyler, as you know from Inverted Access as well. I'll let him say hi.
Hey guys, everyone and anyone who's here yet.
And he'll be helping me because kind of hard to play a racing game and look at the chat window and try to answer people, except for in between races, obviously. But
yeah, racing's definitely not the easiest to do that with.
So this is the yeah, that's definitely true. This is the opening screen. There's never been any news yet, so I don't know if there ever will be. Standard settings thing for audio, whatnot. And then you go into the play menu. And split screen is where you can play with multiple players, obviously. Quick race, exactly what it sounds like. Championships are kind of the classic circuit setup, and you have one for each car. I've only done a few of them for the two different cars where I've done quite a bit of upgrades on so far. And there's more and more races in each circuit as you go up. And of course, they get harder as the higher class car that you're in. They only let you do these circuits or championships for the cars that you have unlocked up to a certain level, which I'll show more about that in a minute, how the cars and levels are unlocked. Unfortunately, I didn't think about the fact that I'd be streaming, and I did the daily challenge last night before I went to bed after midnight had passed. But they're basically the same as some of the other levels we'll show later. It's not a typical race on all the daily challenges. It's the multiple other modes that they have for each track, and we'll show a little bit more about those. So most everything is inside career mode. So there's multiple cars that you can pick from, all the same ones that were listed in the championship view. So right now I've been driving the Lamborghini a lot, which obviously is meant to be the Lamborghini. See, on this one, it's 100 horsepower still, and there's no upgrade, so I haven't unlocked anything on this car. You have them all to begin with, and they're all at the 100 horsepower level, but you have to use money to do any sort of upgrades on it, which we'll just select that one to show that screen for right now. If you come over here and do upgrades, so it tells you how many coins you have to spend for each upgrade, and speed and acceleration obviously are always pretty much the best. Handling, I can't really tell much of a difference with handling by upgrading it. Ideally, you would think that it would make a huge difference, but I can't really tell it. Strength is supposed to let you go through obstacles and all easier without it slowing you down as much. Once again, I haven't seen a huge difference, honestly, there with the upgrades either, but I'm sure it's just relatively negligible, so you can't tell it. power-ups, I don't know why they exactly have this listed here, because you would think this would be more in the options screen, but these are all the different pickups you could have in the game. Rocket and fire are essentially the same. It's just a projectile that you can try to hit another car with. The 3 bouncing balls the same way, except it's a triple shot. You can freeze a car to where it's harder for them to turn, and they'll probably wreck. This actually creates a big crevice in the ground, and hopefully it'll blow up the other car. That's yet another projectile. The tornado sends a little tornado, makes them spin around. The dragons are yet another projectile. The lightning bolt is more of a targeted one, so if you're behind somebody, you'll pretty much definitely hit them with that, and they'll spin out. The remote control, you're supposed to be able to hit them with that, and then they can control their car. I don't really know that it controls the car all that well when you do it. Hey, Pancakes.
Hey, Pancakes, how's it going?
The oil slick is exactly what you think it is. It puts oil down on the ground and they'll skid out. Chickens, kind of similar. If they run through it, they get a chicken on their middle of their screen. It's hard to see. The random box will be one of the other upgrades. It'll cause them to have some detriment, and it's just random. The normal, always upside down question mark, which you want people to run into, and it's not really an upgrade, it's a downgrade. The chain slows everybody down. The dynamite's kind of weird. When someone puts that on, everybody in front of them gets a stick of dynamite, and if you hit anything with a stick of dynamite on you, then you blow up. This one is the one I hate the most. It makes the steering backwards, so left is right and right is left, and my brain just can't work that way. This makes the tires real bouncy, and you can end up bouncing off of a ledge or off of an obstacle and end up having to restart. The moon makes you fly up in the air. The bull thing is a power-up for you, and you charge forward, and if you hit any car, they get knocked out. The spring launches a player up in the air if they drive over it. This one is like an earthquake, and it doesn't really seem to do a whole hell of a lot except make the screen shake. This one is the dreaded equivalent of the red turtle from Mario Kart. If you're in first, you do not want somebody else getting that unless you have a shield. It will hone in on you.
Blue one.
Oh, is it the blue one? Oh, yeah, the red one or the weak ones? Yeah, the blue one. Yeah, that's right, the blue spiky shell. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the blue one, and you can hear it coming. The difference in Mario Kart is it actually flies through the center of the track and will hit more than just the person in first. So it will plow through anybody that's in between you and first if they happen to be driving in the center of the racetrack. The cop car is like a boost, and you can run over most, but not all, of the other obstacles, and they won't affect you. You can drive through things that are destructible without it slowing you down. The spike wheels are actually a power-up, and they're usually only given on the ice track so that you supposedly have more grip. I don't think it's a big help, honestly. The nitrous, which gives you a boost, and the shield, which is the only thing that can protect you from this asshole flying skull thing over here when somebody shoots it. So quite a big long list of power-ups. Yeah,
that is a ton of power-ups.
It is.
For a race game.
Right. So we'll go back to Switch Car since I just picked this to show, but they've got all the. It didn't seem initially to me like they varied a lot, but you can actually see the max. Like this one's weaker in strength and acceleration, but has good speed and handling, where this one has less speed and better strength and acceleration and so forth. This guy, I don't know how they ended up picking these. Some of them, like this one, make sense. That's the big strength car, so you can drive through stuff better, but speed, handling, and acceleration are a bit lower. How they pick these random things, I don't know. But this is the one that you start out with, even though you can pick any other car without any upgrades. In the pretty much very beginning of the game. But for some reason I picked that one in the Lamborghini, and I've got those two both fully upgraded, where you see the 1,000 horsepower up in the left corner now, and there's no gap in the bars. You can switch drivers.
Hey, Zero.
Hey, Zero. Hey, Mongbox. You can switch drivers once you unlock other drivers, which I'll show how to accomplish that in a minute. This little skeleton dude is one of the ones I don't have unlocked yet. The BG's wannabe guy here is one of the... They all have different special attributes. The main guy they start you out with, you see where it says burning rubber. It's got an extra boost for your special power that you can use once during the course of the game. Then this guy has like a disco ball that he shoots out, and they get preoccupied with dancing so he can pass them. Honestly, I really haven't played with too many of these characters much, because I like the guy that has the boost, and I've kind of gotten used to always knowing I've got that in a tank to finish up a race. This guy supposedly does wrestling moves whenever you activate his special power, and he'll knock out all the cars near him. That guy shoots a whole bunch of carrots out. I don't have him yet, but I'm guessing he's going to be super annoying when I do the boss battle. Oh, I'm sorry. This was the one with the wrestling moves. What was this guy? This one is... Oh, so it confuses all the other racers. I haven't actually played with him yet, but I was getting him and him confused because of the masks. And she shoots a stream of flowers out of the back to where if you hit, it slows you down. This guy shoots a whole bunch of beach balls, and if you hit them, you bounce off of them, and if you go off the screen, and you have to restart, like if you ran off the track. This one was one of the most annoying ones I've played last night to beat her boss battle, because not only is her power up one to where you can't touch her, dear. It's like a shield and it's a boost at the same time. So I'm guessing that one would actually be a pretty good one if it works, like when you do the boss battle against her, because it took me a while to figure out that, like, why am I never hurting her even when I shoot with other stuff? And then I realized, it's because those little boxing gloves around her are actually beating away any possible attack that you have on her as well. I'm going to stick with Rex just because I like the boost, and I'm kind of used to using him at this point.
It's funny he's playing a Riptide GT2.
Right. Yeah, I was wondering if you noticed that.
Which is another game from those guys.
Right.
There sure is a lot of stuff that's like unlockables and like boosts characters. Basically everything is customizable, huh?
Right. Yep. You can pick the car, you can pick the driver. All of them have, individual talents, strengths, and weaknesses. Just before we get started, to this 31% up here, that's actually telling me I've done 31% of the game so far, and you can see that my time played is over 12 hours. So this is not exactly a quick, easy kart racer for getting all the trophies in. It's quite a substantial time investment to get through everything in this game.
Yeah, a lot of content.
That tells you how many of the trophies you got, which ones, which is kind of a nice feature, and it actually shows, like, see the number that I've got, this 31%, is kind of a little bit of a misleading, because if it were for trophies, I'm only 17% to that one big long grinding one, and 11% to that even worse long grinding one. So even if you complete everything, there may still be a considerable amount of time you'd have to spend just because of a couple of the trophies that are really, really grindy for the game. Luckily, the game's pretty fun. I have enjoyed the time I've spent with it, other than when I'm cussing it, getting hit right as I cross the finish line. Excuse me. So these are the different areas of the game. And you can see how many of them there are. There's 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 actually. So each one has a group of races. This one was a relatively small one. 2 races, a speed event, 2 more races, and then the boss battle. Now, once you go on a couple, like the one we're about to start now, Title Rush, there's 15 different levels in the game. So there's considerable amount of stuff you have to do for each one, and that's why 31% I haven't done the championships, and I've got 3 complete sections that I'm assuming will all be I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought reading the chat window. We've got all of those will be 15 different levels where I've got to 3-star all of them to, or well, I guess the boss battle's not a 3-star, but to get the various trophies and finish up the game. So now that we've talked about all the different options inside the game, let's actually do a race so you can see how it works and see the gameplay. And I just got the email that we went live 15 minutes after we started, so.
Nice.
The track designs are pretty good.
Yeah.
You'll see them here. I'll play quite a few different ones. Unfortunately, they have all this content, but there's not as many tracks as you would think. And that's their version of the quick start, starting off at the exact right time. See, that guy had the dynamite on him before I shot him. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. No, it's actually quite fun. I was a bit worried because the controls on the mobile game are all tilt. So I was like, how will the controls end up being with a real controller if it was designed initially to all be tilt controls? But I haven't really had an issue with it. Some of the physics kind of will get you pissed off at times. See, that's the bouncy wheel thing, which you end up going off or outside the track and having to restart. Which I'm doing great. This one, dead last.
I think I saw a Yeti or something like that.
Yeah. There's trophies for most of those big things that get in the middle of the track for running into X number of them, which means you got to play certain tracks enough to.
Have you played a game called Wacky Races before?
I don't recall that one, no.
And then Pancake asks if drifting necessary like Sonic, or is it like Mario Kart?
Drifting is not necessary. Really, drifting just kind of happens naturally due to the way that the controls are. When you turn pretty hard, it just got. See, that's where the physics stuff bugs me. That's the one real complaint I've got about how things work. Now it's like, okay, my car would not possibly slide on its nose like that for that long of a period of time. Well, there it is, catching up on the video now. But that's the one thing.
Like a ballet dancer on its toes.
Exactly.
Sliding your toes. Hey Bums, I'll try and speak louder. Let me turn my mic up a bit too. Thanks for the heads up.
Hey Bums. But yet, there's really not drifting per se. Like I read where they claim that if you tap the brake while you're going around a turn, you'll drift and you'll boost. I haven't really noticed that makes you go any faster. In fact, it seems to be a detriment to hit the brake at all and not just try to stay in the gas unless you really have to slow down to be sure to make a turn.
So do you have like this whole set of levels unlocked? I don't remember what area you called this, or do you have to kind of do them one at a time to unlock the next one?
Well, inside of an area, you have to have so many stars to unlock each individual race. And since I stunk so bad on the first race and didn't get any stars, then this is the only race right now in this group that I have unlocked until I can not do so bad and actually get some more stars for coming in a higher spot. So
I turned up my microphone. Does it sound any better, guys? And that's interesting. One thing I like is when levels are unlocked, if there's a few at least, you can kind of like, oh, I'm sick of this race, I can't get it right now, and you move on to something else.
Yeah, so
there's not too much of that.
See, if you hear that thing coming, like, I don't know how that missed me. It should have gotten me too. And you hear that one siren. Yeah. There's a lot of you don't really have good traction in any of the cars. Oh no.
Hey, you're in first.
I was, I guess. Not now.
At least it's the first lap only.
Yep. See, there's somebody just did the earthquake. And while I was trying to get the shortcut, somebody hit me with a skull. Oh, I missed the Yeti.
I read online one of the criticisms of this game was rubber banding AI. Does it feel like it's like that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, it's the standard kart racing, annoying. They throw the kitchen sink at you if you're about to finish. Oh, go, 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 go. I hit him with that. Nope. I'm only going to get third, which at least I'll get 1 star, I think, for that, so maybe I'll be able to play another race instead of this one. Yep. So we'll play Shark Harbor now.
Shark Harbor, that sounds nice.
Yeah. I have the worst time trying to get into the shortcut on this level, so we'll see if I can manage not to screw it up.
Oh, did you have an estimate on how many different tracks there were?
15, I think there are. Which is not really enough, in my opinion, for as many times as you have to play the same ones over and over again with all the stuff that's in the game. You know, I would have rather them kept a couple modes out and done more work on more environments, which, you know, always that's easier said than done when you're not the game designer, but...
Sorry, I was listening to my own voice. I don't think it sounds too bad. You do have to have it turned up a bit to be able to hear me, but that's kind of how it is on all PSN parties when we do this sort of stuff, unfortunately. Yeah. So were you saying anything to me or asking me anything?
The 15 levels was the answer to your...
Yeah, the 15 tracks, I did hear that.
Okay.
Cool. That's a decent amount until probably you do the same ones over and over, because it just looks like there's tons of different like races and tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
So they do probably get repetitive.
Oh. Yeah, I stuck up the joint on that one again. But for $10, it really is one of the better kart races I've played. You know, I found it much more fun than like all the movie tie-in, you know, Madagascar karts and all that stuff.
Cars have one.
Right.
That's good. Yeah, it's probably not going to challenge Mario Kart or Sonic All-Star Racing, you know, and it's not supposed to. It's in a completely different genre, but that's nice to hear that. I'm trying to think. The last one I played was Tabletop Racing, I think, on the Vita, and it was like tabletop, so it wasn't it was more overhead view and stuff like that, more like than this, but it was okay, so I don't know.
Damn it. Tried to go for the shortcut and screwed up.
Oh, the USA scored. Sweet.
See, if you watch the stream in a second, you see my car just like sliding on its side for 15 seconds, kind of like what it did on the nose earlier, and that's the stuff that really annoys me. It's like, okay, if I can't drive, reset me, but don't just let it continue to go for 20 seconds.
Wow. Yeah, because you know it's very possible it's going to have to reset you anyway, so it's like reset me right away, because you got reset anyway, but you had to basically do no control and just slide for several seconds. Yeah, that would be frustrating at times. Every race has 6. Is 6 the max amount of AI on there?
Yes, that is.
And then is there 2 players split screen?
There is. That was initially what I think it called it, split screen, actually, in the menu. And according to something I read on their webpage, SharePlay does work. Obviously, I can't do it to show it off while streaming since SharePlay shuts that down. But see there, I'm on my side again for 15 seconds. Damn it, I don't know why I keep trying that turn, because I can't ever get it.
Does each course have a shortcut?
I think they all do. This one actually has 2. Not really a big fan of the other one, because it doesn't really seem to be much of a shortcut, but it's right here. Because the way that this aims you in, it's kind of hard to make that turn after you launch so far.
That's right, bums. I got AWOL Nation on one side of my back and Maroon 5 on the other side, because they're my 2 favorite bands ever.
Since you're such a tattoo guy.
You know me. It'll be my 15th and 16th tattoos. So you must be in a pretty high difficulty level already, I'm guessing.
This is the 100 horsepower karts or whatever, so yeah, it's the highest classification. Which the trick is still really to just not, end up getting stuck on your side like I kept getting stuck.
Yeah, I just saw you do it again on my screen, which is a few seconds behind. I'm assuming this is not free on mobile.
Yes it is, but it's microtransaction based there to where, I don't know what it is that you're buying. I'm guessing it's the upgrade points. I don't know if you can earn them too from racing and doing well like what you do on this game, but I'm guessing it's completely different in terms of how you get the upgrades and whatnot, just because, crap, I finally was getting up close and got done by the dynamite. So since these are much harder, I'm going to drop back down to another classification just so you guys can see some of the other gameplay types, because that one's obviously going to take me a while. So if we go back down to the 250, so not all the way to the bottom. I don't know how well it shows up. I'll wait till the screen updates, but there's you can tell by the icons on the screen. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you can tell pretty easily. So like 1 and 2 are races. 3 is a different type. Is
looks like a worm.
It's bullhorns. I'll show you. It's kind of hard to describe without just playing, but...
I'm downloading the mobile version now just to check it out real quick.
So see,
there's like... Go ahead.
You get these bullhorns with the power-ups, and they're all through the level. And you have to score a certain amount of points to 3-star the level. And you get 10 for every one of these big targets, and 20 for every one of the riders. And you have to get a certain score to complete it. And some of them, crap, like you don't want to miss the people like what I just did, because with them being 20 points, that's the main way you get a higher score.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a different, instead of just having the big rubber band and AI stuff.
Yep.
But see, I ended up getting the score for 3 stars on that one. It's actually my high score. Nice. And then there's other modes like this one, which is your classic speed run with boosts all the time. That boost off the start.
The characters kind of look like maybe a mix of Sackboy and like characters from Ants or one of those bug movies. I can't remember which one, but that's kind of what they remind me of. They have a really unique looking like face and style. So you can use touch controls on the mobile version too, instead of just tilt.
Okay. I did not realize. How do you steer with touch though?
You touch the left and right of the right parts of the screen. I don't. Why isn't he driving? So he automatically accelerates. Do you have to hold down an accelerate button the whole time?
Yeah, the right trigger is the accelerate on the PS4.
Okay.
It's not a automatic go like what it is on the mobile.
Yeah, I think this one's just automatic go with a brake button, but...
So that was the speedrun type stuff, which is definitely not my favorite. This is kind of cool. It's called Elimination. So each 15 seconds, the person in last gets voted off the island. So...
Yeah, I like that mode in games.
So you don't always have to be in first, but until the last 2 people.
Yeah, until the last one. Yep. So that's a fun mode. Yeah, Pancake, no. I mean, I guess we can't really I can't say that the physics are the same on the mobile version, but Pancakes, if you're thinking about buying it, you can basically just download the mobile version as kind of a demo to see if maybe it'd be for you. It'll give you a decent idea as well.
How do the upgrades seem to work? Have you looked at all? Is it just all microtransaction?
Right now I'm going through a tutorial.
Okay.
The other thing I was thinking is maybe not all the events are available for free.
Oh no, 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 no. Yeah, I screwed up and went in the water when I was way out in front and ended up losing. But you get the point.
So what does the tire in the top left corner do? Is that just like a boost?
Tire in the top left corner. Oh yeah, that's
a tire meter.
That's your special move, and so once it fills up, you can use that once on each level.
Okay, but that's when so only one guy has a boost, though, right? Like each person has a different special. You were saying?
Right. Yeah, each one has a different special move. But right now, you can probably only play with him because you got to get to the point to unlock one of the other characters.
Gotcha. I follow.
So this is Follow the Leader, which I'm not looking forward to getting one of the trophies that's based off this mode because it's basically you have to do a perfect run almost. So it might be hard to see, but the little bunny thing in front of me will be dropping circles. And I've got to run into them all and collect them. Oh, shit. And you don't want to do what I just did, which is go off the reservation and get way away from him because they disappear. So they're disappearing before I can get to them now, so I'm pretty much done.
Oh, wow, yeah. So you really want to follow his trail. I see.
Right, and you have to stay right on top of him. I'll try it one more time just so you can actually kind of see a little bit more, hopefully a longer race.
Yeah, the bubbles don't work for this color very well, do they, Bums? Or for this level, because the blue bubbles on top of the kind of like light blue eyes. Oh, I got a moon, I guess. Do the power-ups? Oh, no. Power-ups are stored in the top right corner, right? Or, not power-ups, but the
yeah,
blocks,
that's where they show them, yeah, and then I'm assuming you touch the screen to activate them on there.
Yeah. But, well, I think something happened to me. Like, I just got really big rubbery wheels. Is that someone else using it?
Someone else attacked you with that one. It's not a power-up for you, it's a attack for them.
So for me, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
So there's that mode. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's some different ones. I'm trying to... Oh yeah, this one. They call them shooting galleries, but it's you launch missiles at targets similar to what you did with the bull running through the targets.
Did you have to purchase the upgrades? Or the power-ups, sorry.
No.
They were all just unlocked from the beginning?
Right.
Because these have to be purchased with purple in-game diamonds.
Okay. Yeah, I saw where people were... You have to basically win races and do feats and stuff to get the diamonds, I think, on the mobile version. On this one, they kind of remove that whole... Damn it. Remove that whole piece of the gameplay. It's not... The trophy achievements are essentially a mirror of how you would unlock the gems, I think, in the mobile version. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. There's actually also kind of like entry tickets or race tickets. So those, my guess, would probably regenerate over time. But like I have 8 right now, so I'm guessing I could enter 8 different events, and I don't know how long it takes for them to regenerate, but you may not be able to constantly play it on mobile either without buying the full version. The full version on mobile is $5.
Okay.
But you can still buy coin packs and stuff. I think you can actually buy coin packs on the PlayStation version, right? Or not?
Not that I know DLC? Of. I don't, not that I've seen.
Store.
Let me see if there's any other game types I haven't shown, and then I'll do one of the boss battles.
Yeah, that's what I want to see too. That should be sweet.
Looks like that's got them all covered already. Follow the leader, elimination, shooting gallery, the speed run, and the bull thing. So I guess that's all of them. Oops. So at the end of each one of these levels, as I mentioned before, there's a boss battle. So we'll go back and do the very first one. Oh, I guess I can't replay one of them. Well, that sucks.
You can't replay the boss battles?
I guess not.
Well, that's kind of lame.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh, it's too bad, yeah.
You'd think they'd let you play them again just if you wanted to, but...
Yeah, why not? Oh, that's too bad. Since
Oh
that's
well.
kind of one of the more unique features to show off about the
Right.
game, is that it has boss battles in the first place. The game does have boss battles, viewers. Unfortunately, you will not be seeing any.
Yeah. Sorry, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have done the last one last night. Of course, it took me a considerable amount of time. But that's how you unlock the other drivers, is if you beat them, they join your group, and so then you can pick them as a driver. This one that I'm on now is, her power-up was that she shoots like this big stream of flowers out from behind her car. And if you run into them, it slows you down, and it's a steady stream. So if you start running into them, you're probably going to be running into them for a while. So you have to try to get past her, stay in front of her to win the race, obviously, anyway. But the longer you're behind her, the more likely you're going to be running into that. And unlike when you unlock them, when you're doing the boss battle, they can activate their power up a lot. It's not just once during the race. So some of them can get rather frustrating, like this guy right here, who shoots a bunch of beach balls out, and he was on that shark level, which there was a lot of water and all around, and if you hit one of the beach balls, you go flying, you land in the water, then you restart. So you had to be much more precise on driving. This guy, I beat the first time I played because I don't even remember him attacking me with a special attack, or either I just had shields or something, but he seemed considerably easier than either of the previous two that I played. Yeah, I don't even remember what this guy's attack was either.
Is beating the bosses how you unlock racers?
Right. If you beat them, then they join your group, or then you can then pick them to race instead of the one res guy that you start out with. So yeah, that's kind of how you do things. That's the different characters. I think we can go back and actually do. I'll show the championship mode, and I should be able to drive in one of the. Yeah.
It's funny, when we first saw the trophies released for this game, before we even knew about it or that it was coming to consoles, there was a lot of jokes like, wait, how did this game get a platinum? You know, it's just a port of a mobile racing title. But it certainly has enough content to justify a platinum trophy.
Oh, there's no
showing it off.
Yeah, there's no doubt that it definitely has enough to have that, and honestly, I wish they had scaled it back a little bit, because it's got a lot of stuff to do, especially those
sometimes
two grinding ones.
Not a great thing either.
Right. I think the content that is there is definitely really well done. It's just, for me personally, a little bit more time on the physics, or a little bit more time on having some more racetracks. It doesn't even seem like, which maybe it's just because I haven't gotten to the final group, they don't even do the thing that most kart racers do to make it seem like they've got more tracks, which is, mirror mode. I haven't seen that at all. Maybe it does come into play later. I can't really say, since I'm not at the end of the game and you've got to unlock all that stuff. But so far it's not there.
You were saying this is championship mode. Is that just like a series of races with points?
It's circuits, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting how it tells you which character shot you with a weapon. It's like, well, I don't care. He's a jerk, but it doesn't matter. But it tells you what you got hit by and who did it to you. That's kind of funny. The pink bunny ears reminds me of Bob's Burgers.
What's really funny is if you lay like a trap down behind you and you come around and hit it yourself the next lap, it will actually show your own face and the power up there. Like, you got hit by yourself. So, yeah. I don't know how I know that, because I'm so awesome, obviously.
Yeah, you would never hit a trap. Never would hit
exactly. But
kind of cool, like just the point system and stuff. And this game, I'm impressed by it. I'll say that much. I didn't know what to think about it. This is the first time I've ever seen it in action. You know, both visually, I'm impressed. It seems like it's pretty competent in the area of like actually racing.
Right.
You know, the controls seem to work well, and the content is crazy how much it has. Like,
yep.
I don't know if that's intimidating or encouraging.
I mean, when I first looked at the list, I'm like, wow, this is either going to be really easy and not take long to do, or some of the stuff is going to be a crazy grind to get through. And luckily the game is really fun to play. You know, these 1,000 horsepower groups may get on my nerves by the time I'm finally getting through them, just because the rubber banding seems to go up in each level you go through. Like you see now where I'm playing the 100 horsepower level. Oh, I hope, okay. I'm not getting bombarded with stuff, and, you know, I'm relatively out in front of most of the people.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, a lot of kart racers are like that, you know, the way they make it more difficult is turning up the rubber banding.
Right.
Turning up the amount of items people hit you with, like making the screen more crazy and stuff like that. And it would be hard to make it any other way, I guess. I'm not sure. I've never played like a real big simulation racing game like the Forzas or Drive Club or anything like that. I mean, and even Mario Kart, you know, you want to say that's the gold standard. They're super guilty of rubber banding and kind of the randomness that the items present.
Right. Sorry if you hear my cell phone ringing. I can't exactly stop it. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's what happens when you run over one of those little spring pads that somebody's dropped.
Yeah, the amount of, like, weapons or whatever you want to call them kind of still cracks me up. Like, there's a ton, because I think even Mario Kart only has, like, 12 or 14. It looked like this one was in the high 20s or something like that.
Yeah, it's over 25. I'm not sure exactly what the number. Their press says, you know, more than 25, but not the exact number, and I haven't bothered to actually stop and count, so.
Interesting. Oh, the U.S. scored again. U.S. is going to take down Australia.
What's the score now? 2-0?
3-1.
Okay.
3-1.
Well, they were expected to win that game, weren't they?
I would think so. Supposedly they're in the group of death. The other two teams are Sweden and Nigeria, and supposedly they're both fairly good too. But I don't know. It kind of seems like the U.S. has always been like it seems like there's always been maybe 3 or 4 teams that are really good and kind of just thump these other teams, and then like it actually doesn't get really competitive to like maybe the quarterfinals and semifinals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the hockey game's on too, I think. Not on NBC. Is the hockey game really not on? I guess that hockey's not even worth. Stanley Cup Finals aren't worth taking off I don't know, whatever that show is, American Ninja Warrior or whatever.
Yeah, I would have thought so, but you sure that? Oh, there is a game tonight. Oh, that's right. I remember them talking about it on ESPN earlier. Crap. That's the one I hate, so I'm just always trying to make sure I do just enough to get by with that one. But that's a championship. It's only 4 races in the bottom one. I think it goes 4, 6, 8, and I assume the top one does 10. I haven't actually started one. Let's see here. Yeah, 10 races in the 1,000. Yes, I want to quit. Yes, I'm sure I didn't start. So that kind of shows you a little bit. Like we'll show one of the big cars, because from what little I've played with them, they actually handle considerably different, which you would expect them to. But they also look different trying to drive them because they take up so much of the screen.
Looks like Rencrest is here. Welcome to Rencrest. What channel is it on, Ren? Is it on NBCSN, I guess? It's the only other option. But that's the name. I can't even watch it without streaming it. Although I can stream it legally through a Comcast account, at least. Pancake says Ninja Warrior is better than hockey. I actually like Ninja Warrior. I watched it a lot on Spike. It was hard to keep track of, like, what season and episode it was, because, I don't know, it kind of just jumped around and stuff. But Ninja Warrior is pretty cool.
Well, that was interesting. The guy can't go through me with the... Which I guess they've never been able to. It's just... I've never had a big enough car to where it would really just not even matter that someone runs into you like that. But for $10, it really is a cool kart racer, and if, you know, you're not me or Simius, where you want to do everything and just play it occasionally for fun, then, oh, damn it.
Yeah, that can, I mean, that's why I am how I am. You know that I'm not into that completionist stuff.
Right.
Because, yeah, it makes you feel like, oh, man, you know, this game has so much stuff in it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And like I said, the average player will get some good fun out of it and move on without getting all the trophies.
Right. And I will probably play it periodically myself instead of continuing to burn myself out on it, because I find it fun, but trying to go for all that stuff at one time without playing something different would really be a lot to ask. So I just needed to get through enough to where I could really do a good enough review, so I needed to at least get to the 1,000 horsepower stuff
and be able to talk about it and kind of get a feel for how it is.
Yeah.
Ren says, this game looks like Mario Kart. Bet you didn't think that one. Nope, that's the first time any of us realized that this game has similarities to Mario Kart. I like the vehicles. The vehicles are cool. They have a lot of life and detail. I've played a lot of kart games that don't have a lot of style to them. Like, oh, you can change the color a little bit, but now you're in this huge one with bull horns on. Well, maybe the bull horns were a power-up, though. Kind of like that.
Yeah, the bullhorns were a power-up, which I've got them going again now, actually.
Okay. So I found this. I didn't find her, she was on my screen, but one of the girls on the U.S. women's team I need to do more research about.
Who?
I don't know her. I think it's Leroy.
I guess I know her. Yeah, the graphics are pretty good, Ren. I mean, it's a nice, colorful world. You know, it's cartoony graphics, but I think they're well done cartoony graphics. And it's not expected to be Gran Turismo when it's a kart racer, and honestly, most kart racers I've played have had a whole hell of a lot shittier graphics. I mean, this actually looks pretty good. Oh.
Yeah, her name's Sydney Leroy. She's worth a Google image search.
Uh-oh.
She's in the body issue that ESPN the magazine always does. That's not that flattering to the picture. I'm not sure I really like the pictures that they do there.
Well, they try to do these weird ones to try to claim that they're artsy, I think.
Yeah, and like flex their weird muscles into their weird position sometimes, it seems like.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong Racing rip off, that was a fun kart racer. I played the hell out of Diddy Kong Racing. I should actually get it for my 3DS now that I have one. I mean, it's on my regular DS, but...
My kid plays that all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun game.
Oh,
there's no battle mode or anything in this, right?
Not that I know of. That's one of the few things I can not think of them actually having some kind of option for. And every other mode I've ever thought of.
Ren asks if there's glitches. I don't know if you addressed that or not. I might have been Googling something at the moment.
I haven't had any glitches, no.
I mean,
No, I mean...
I don't know exactly.
The only thing that... you weren't around when I mentioned it before, but sometimes the physics seems a bit off, because like you'll get knocked on the side and you'll just sit there and skid for 10 to 15 seconds before it'll finally realize it and restart you, which, you know, fine, I screwed up. I have to take my punishment, but don't make that take forever.
Drag it out.
Right.
Yep. Diddy Kong is only $13. Maybe I should just buy it. How is the DS port? Any idea?
I don't know about the DS port. My kid actually plays it on Nintendo 64 all the time. Yeah.
Nice. That's even better. I love the 64.
Damn it. Wasted my turbo. Yeah, this big truck is... I'm not exactly a big fan of the control on this thing, but I mean, that works for the game because the different ones control differently, so some people may like this thing feeling like a tank, but not really for me.
$15 at Best Buy. I was hoping it was cheaper. Let's see what GameStop has it for. I actually think I did everything in that game enough to unlock that stupid clock in the game, which is a huge pain in the ass on Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, see, I actually screwed myself that time by going through the shortcut. At the end, I didn't have a boost. So yes, I just started over so that I wouldn't have to redo that whole circuit again. As long as I do good enough on this one, I'll win it.
Kart only $9. Go ahead.
No problem. That's the thing with the championship ones like that. You can actually just restart the current race. You don't have to restart the whole thing over. So that will make it, I'm assuming, considerably less frustrating to get the 100 horsepower or 1,000 horsepower ones later.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. I assume it took you a little while to get used to some of these shortcuts, and you just missed that one. I'm just catching up on the screen with you. But like you dropped onto a road that you probably wouldn't even see was there, unless you've played through it several times already.
Right, yeah. You just kind of see ones, you're like, oh, that looks like the other way, and figuring out how to get to them without crashing is usually not that straightforward sometimes. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Crap. And then so you screw it up like I just did. Excuse me, hitting that same spot the next go round. Oh, that's another one of my pet peeves, is that if you use certain power-ups too close, like if you use one of the projectile ones too close to one of the other racers, that you can actually end up hurting yourself too, which I guess that
caught in like the explosion or something.
Yeah, hopefully I had enough.
I see what happened there right now.
So yay, there's a circuit with the big guy. See, I don't really know if anybody wants to see any other particular thing or part, but I've kind of shown all the different modes other than quick race, I guess. I mean, you can pick anything, but it's smart enough to know if you pick 1,000 horsepower like I just did, that, see, it won't let me unlock that one without spending 22,000 to upgrade it all the way. So the career mode is critical in unlocking all the other stuff to play. Oh, I didn't even... Oh. So I can unlock the cars that the bosses drove too? Didn't know that. They don't even show up in the other part. Well, I'm glad I just went in here to show this, because...
Found out something new for yourself?
Like, well, that's one of the boss's cars that was so annoying whenever I was playing it last night. Well, it's not updated on the screen yet, but the red Camaro that's got the big, huge fin. There we go. Now it's on the screen. But, yeah, I didn't even know that you could I don't even know where you buy those. Let me go back to switch cars. Oh, no, there it is there. Okay. I don't remember it being there before. Maybe it's because that one was 1,000 horsepower. It looks different. It's got the big tail fin and got the big motor sticking out of the back. I'm assuming that's the reason that the appearance actually changes once you upgrade them, and I didn't really pay attention that was the case before. So, okay, it is there. But yeah, if anybody wants to see anything, I'll be glad to show them. But I think I've kind of walked through most of the game, and other than watching me beat my head up against the wall on some of the 1,000 horsepower races over and over again, and inventing some new cuss words, then I don't know that anybody's exactly wants to watch that. So,
well, cool. I think it looks good. I'm excited to check it out myself at some point. The content is surprisingly large. I'm one of those guys who likes short games, as you're very well aware of. But
yep,
there's a lot of content in this game.
All right, guys. Well, I think we'll go ahead and close it off here. I'm Donnie. And thanks from my co-host Tyler with the inverted access. And this has been Beach Buggy Racing. Hope you guys will check it out. It's $10 on PSN, and it's already out on the store. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys later.
See you guys later.